All right, can we stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Let's call the meeting to order. It is 6:35 on April 11th. Has everybody, do we have any additions to the agenda? Or does anybody have anything else to add? Otherwise, I'll look for a motion to approve the agenda for this evening.
Can we talk about the trail cleanup as well?
Okay, with the addition of trail cleanup discussion, is there any other things that we would like to add to the agenda, or can I have a motion on the agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion. All right. The approval of the minutes from January. It's been quite a stretch here. We're out a little ways, but I understand we haven't had a lot on the docket. So I had read through this and I didn't see anything that was out of place, like I say, from what I could remember. So I'll be looking for a motion to approve the minutes.
I make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. On to business.
All right.
Okay.
So an update on the pavilion, we did get the insurance adjuster's report back. They did have a structural engineer come out from the insurance company to take a look. Overall, the good news is the CMU, the masonry units are in good order. They're discolored, but structurally, they're just fine. The grouting's just fine. Temperatures did not get hot enough, long enough to cause any structural damage.
Okay.
So they'll be able to shellac it or paint it and hopefully hold the smell at bay.
That's what they're going to be working on right now is solutions for the discoloration and the smell.
Okay.
Unless we want a nice mesquite.
You can sandblast it, or you can sandblast it, or you can use like a walnut type of sandblast. It's a gentle. It doesn't, because they use walnuts to sandblast glass
Mhm.
type of stuff. So
Mm.
there's a way to do it.
Okay.
Power wash it first, of course, and then see what is left over.
So how about the metal structures?
So the one that, let's see if we can get one from the right side here. But these are pictures of the damage itself. Backside was pretty okay. Obviously doors. So that one right there at the top, discolored at the top. So they might need whatever they need to do to fix that at the
Yep.
top. Yeah, right up in there, discolored, but it wasn't structurally compromised. And this one over on this side might have gotten it a little bit, so they're going to look at correcting those as well. Other than that, it was contained. Everybody agrees the roof should be replaced, of course.
And the beams.
Yep, glue lamps too.
Yeah.
All get replaced because they don't know if they're going to be able to correct the discoloration on that.
Yeah.
Even if it's surface here, which it is.
Mhm.
To give a good finished product to the city. Everybody's in agreement to recommending to the insurance company that just take the whole thing off and redo it.
Unless you do the burn look for the rest of the beams.
Right. Get out there and just burn the rest real quick.
Right.
That charred look.
New trend.
Well, they've been doing it for a while. I mean,
So can
Right,
the insurance
right.
companies say that they won't replace those then? I mean, they'll have the final say of what they're gonna do or what?
We'll negotiate with them. I don't think we'll get pushed back on the roof. So yeah, this is the,
yeah, that's.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty hard to clean up.
yeah.
I mean, you'd have to take quite a bit of surface off to get it back down to a clean.
And what we're pretty sure happened is in the interior, they had a propane heater going over the weekend. They were thawing out the ground to do concrete work.
Mhm.
They had batted up insulation, and that Sunday morning, it was a windy Sunday morning, right from the right direction. So in through the rafters, just enough pressure to kick it down, landed on the propane heater, right up to the roof.
Wow. Wow.
Really bad luck.
Right? So what are they saying is the setback? What's the timeline now?
We do not have that yet
Okay,
because I got this late last week.
okay.
So we've got this there. You can see the discoloration at the top there. Down below, it's much better. A closer look at the discoloration.
Yeah, it may not even be
Mhm.
Yeah,
noticeable.
they just
when
have to
it's
replace
corrected.
that top cap too. Brick.
Some around the door edging there as well.
But they're saying all the steel structure is good?
The door frames will need to come out.
They will,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, because that doesn't look,
Yeah, these door frames have to get replaced.
okay,
The thing we're most concerned about was the masonry.
right, the block work, for sure.
And then this block right here, so this is on the north side of the building.
Is this the cracked one?
This is the singular cracked block. We're not even sure it was because of the fire.
Right, I was gonna say at the top like that, I was expecting one in the middle of the wall,
Right.
Yeah, that could have been the weather change with the,
right?
cold day and then warm.
Yeah,
Shh, it was due to fire. We'll get that replaced.
Yes,
All right. This
yes,
is being
absolutely.
recorded, sorry. Yeah, just hairline fracture there,
Okay,
right down the middle.
all right.
So that's the update on the pavilion. As soon as I get more timelines, I'll be sure to shoot it out via email so everybody's up to speed. You know,
Now, this will come out of the contractor's bond,
yes,
correct?
the contractor's insurance
Yeah.
insurance pays for this.
Okay, good.
The preliminary discussions with them, if it was just the roof, they were spitballing 2 months to get everything, the roof put back on. We'll see with discoloration, all of this, what they can do. Hopefully it's not terribly long. We can get at least some summer use into the fall. But as soon as I get clear timelines, and they were going to be working on,
Any way to push so we have it for the festival?
all depends on when they can get materials and when the contractors can get in to do
Because
it.
those beams are gonna be the biggest things. Everything else is readily available.
Right, standard lumber basically, but those beams,
Yeah, they had to be made.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, nuts.
Here's hoping.
We worked so hard to get it, and we finally get it, and now it's gone again. But it'll come back.
It'll be back. Or it's just slight delay, slight delay.
Okay,
And they're basically not doing any work right now because,
Until they get the go from insurance,
yeah.
they aren't touching it.
Okay.
'Cause otherwise they won't get reimbursed
Mhm.
if insurance doesn't sign off on it.
perfect. Okay,
That's the update on the pavilion.
nice.
When were you gonna hear on DNR?
June.
June?
Okay,
That's been submitted. They said on the program manual, it was June this year they would announce awards. So
yeah, I'd seen on the, during the council meeting, you had to eliminate a couple of different things or change a couple of things around for them to accept it.
yeah, the rink boards, I talked to the grant coordinator and she says, since they're portable, we're not going to fund something like that. She said, if you looked at something more permanent, that could be something that could be looked at, but this was 2 weeks before submittal that she
Yep.
got back to me on. I was like, I'll yank them and rather than risk it failing because you
Because
included
of
some.
those, correct.
Yep.
So, okay. Very
Yeah, in that, So it'll be a splash pad in there and then it's trail reconstruction as well. So we got the 2 legs. Did I show you guys that?
No,
Okay, well, let me do that right now. Projects, splash pad, draft, site plan. Come on now. So this is the proposed site plan. I'll try to,
perfect.
whoops. Try to zoom in a little bit better there. There we go.
Like it.
So the green areas are the trails that will stay, and the yellow ones are the ones that were included in the grant for replacement. We're also doing extensions of the trail for ADA accessibility to the ball fields. And then we're looking at getting this down to Sunset, redone,
Okay,
crossing in here to get to the ball fields, to the Wiener Shack.
nice.
Up here into here to the warming house, and then this loop in here to cross playground, get up to the pavilion, and then this leg up here to get to the splash pad itself.
Okay,
So those are the major items, the 2 major items that comprise the grant. Total cost, a little over $600,000. So we get a little over 300, half of it.
okay, good.
Maximum amount we could get is 350 if you had had
Right.
$700,000 worth of.
So the ADA, that helps us, right? That
Yes.
We included that?
Yep.
Yeah.
ADA is a big component of what they look for. In fact, it's required to put in all these little legs
Mm.
Okay,
to make sure existing facilities in the park you're doing the project for are made ADA accessible.
okay.
And
But
that includes the cost of the splash pad then, correct?
yes,
Yeah.
so that's splash pad and trails.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yep. Included a really nice blurb about the pavilion and all the ADA accessibility bathrooms and
Right.
all that great stuff that's going on there.
Very nice.
So I think we have a good application, but it all depends on what else comes down the pike. Because it's a very competitive grant program.
Okay,
If they don't get a lot of great applications, ours looks fantastic. But if they get a lot of home runs, gold star applications, ours, while good, may not.
may not hit
It
the.
depends what the competition's like.
Right,
That
yeah,
can
depends
gauge
Is
it.
it through the whole state or is it like
Yes,
through
whole
counties?
whole state.
Okay.
and how many? Are they granting, I mean, how many grants are they offering?
As much as their money allows.
Okay,
I don't have
you don't have a number, okay.
I don't
No, I
have
get
the
it, I get it.
a.
Well, fantastic. All right,
So with that, if we get the grant, we'd execute the project this year, and I would look for substantial completion in fall.
mm-hmm,
All
So,
of this year?
yes.
what happened quick?
All right.
That would be the goal. Execute right away, get them working on it. Because in essence, it's
Well,
concrete and pipes.
Right,
Mhm.
And make a mess right away instead of make a mess 2 years from now.
well, right, I mean,
And at
we
the
already
same
will have
time-
the mess from the
Yeah.
pavilion,
Yeah.
none of that'll be growing, right?
Yep.
So,
And the designer for the splash pad said even though the fire happened, they are very flexible in making sure both marry up because they'll be connected. The splash pad will connect to the pavilion and say
it'll walk off, yeah.
they're very flexible in that to make sure they time the connection right so it all marries together.
Cool, great.
So that'd be something maybe for the baseball club to help out with equipment or something like that, correct?
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
because
mean,
that
we
way
could,
it's easy
you know-
enough for them to itemize, this is how much the equipment is.
right,
That way.
right. Something along those lines would be much easier than just, yeah, you know.
Okay.
The government doesn't like when we just throw money at things and there's
Yep.
no real reason.
Right.
Well, yeah, your books have to show there's something that's going towards something.
Right.
Yep.
So, yeah, the only other thing that we really are gonna have to pay attention to the next few years on there is the dugouts. I know they're getting pretty bad, falling apart.
Well,
So,
and then dugouts, I mean, I think we've talked about, maybe put a patio on top of the dugouts or something like
Right.
that, you know,
Right?
make them a little more entertaining for when there are
Nope.
events coming, you know. I mean,
Ultimately, if we can get it put together, we want to have the ball team there. I mean, that is, the ultimate goal is to have us playing down here.
And I
So,
know Knights baseball, Mayor Lutheran Knights, they're continuously pressuring Kyle and I about, we would like these fields to be tournament standards.
right,
yep.
Things like that,
right. So,
because they
Yeah.
would love to host tournaments down here.
absolutely.
Barb Christopherson.
Yep.
Christopherson. She said it'd be fantastic if they could host a tournament down here.
Mhm.
So, well, great. Good deal. I'm glad that's in.
And then
We
what
should be
is
looking for
the
results.
Plan again between the splash pad and the existing parking lot.
Grass.
Yeah. And maybe down the road, expand parking.
Down the road, expand
Yeah.
parking. I know there was talk at one point expanding with Mayor or Zion.
Zion, yeah, there was,
Taking this out, I think that's a fantastic idea in the future to utilize this area.
Mhm. Maybe just for the city, even if Zion doesn't.
Yeah, because eventually Zion will build out. But it would be nice to get them on the hook to pay for half of it.
and there are events here at City Hall here, weddings and whatnot, that there is a lot of struggle finding parking close enough. So,
Well, I mean, even when the fish fry was going on, I mean,
Right.
it was,
Oh, it was bad.
yeah,
I mean, it's tough to find parking. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
especially then when it was muddy out too, you couldn't park in the gravel there either, so
Mhm.
it was full of
I got
snow
here
too.
early for the fish fry and I parked down the street.
Yeah.
It was already filling up.
wow. So, well, very good. All right. Perfect.
Exciting.
Let's move on to park board events.
So this is about this time last year, I saw you guys talked about what events you guys want to do. And I think like trail cleanup is one of those
Mhm.
events. Obviously, it's Santa out here. We do that event. I just want to know what other events do we need to start prepping?
I would like to try and do the music in the park
Mhm.
again.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that was a big success last year. We had a very good turnout. Like I said, I don't remember exact numbers, but we were over 100.
At least, yeah. We
Yeah,
had
at least
over-
100
we
people.
had- There's a lot of people down there.
Do you
Um,
remember, when did that take place?
That was October, early October.
early
We
October.
got lucky. It was a beautiful
Oh, it
day
was
out too.
beautiful, gorgeous day.
But I think that was more.
To the schedule of the musician versus,
Yeah. And then I think it just took a while because only once a month meeting, it just.
Right.
Right.
so whether or not we did it more in September, just
End of September, early October, somewhere in
Yeah.
there.
Any idea who you want for music? Or how does that get?
the person we had last time was
Last year was-
good.
He was really good.
He played a lot of
I'm sure there's
different.
got to be records on the name. It
I
was
have-
Mike something or another.
And I have. his
Mike
contact
Handler.
info 'cause I
Mike,
put
yep,
out a-
that's what it was.
Handler project.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so if somebody wants to reach out to him and ask what his availability is, you can start getting that locked down. Did you guys do
Okay.
food?
We
Lions-
did not.
Lions
Lions
was down
provided food.
So we'll just have Lions again.
Yep. And then the baseball club, the
Yep.
baseball team. It wasn't the club. It was the actual team provided beer.
And then Cookie Store was there.
Yep.
Yep. We had a
For
couple of,
And the horse gal.
yep. Yep. The
Lower
pony.
Ranch.
Yep. Lower
That was
Ranch.
worked well down where she.
Oh,
was
they
at.
were, yeah. And they had a
Yep.
great turnout. She was
Yeah.
really impressed.
Petting zoo?
It was a
No,
pony
she just
ride.
had
Pony
one.
ride.
rides.
Pony rides.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
I missed
And
one
then
here,
there's
so,
bouncy rides too.
so.
Yeah, we'd gotten the bouncy houses.
Bouncy houses.
Was there a stage? I didn't make it to that. Was there a stage then set up?
No, so at the
You set up in
the Wiener Shack.
Oh, okay.
He set up in the corner.
Lions did food, baseball did beer, there were pony rides, there were bounce houses, and there was one, what?
Cookie Store.
Cookie store. Yep. And then I don't know if there's anybody else to reach out to as far as food vendors or anything else that would want to.
I think that like Elephant Joe's Coffee is popular. Adventure Bowls. They go to a lot of events in
Okay.
Watertown. We can kind of take a peek at who's coming to the
Yeah,
farmers market.
right. Yeah, up there. Yeah, and we were hoping to host it up here this year. So that was the hope. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
October, you know,
Yeah.
It,
It
right,
should be done by then.
it should be done and we
Hopefully, I
hopefully
should-
we can,
October.
so, yeah, that
Mhm.
would be awesome. But yeah, we had a great turnout last year and
Yeah, it'd be
it
nice
was a
to
lot
have
of fun and it
The
was,
splash pad started or was close. I mean, that way people get jazzed up for that then too. Not to
yeah,
get it
come
loose.
October, we'll see, when we'll see what the ground looks like.
Yep.
I mean, we may not want to have it up here just because of
No.
mud and whatever else. So,
Yep.
but no, that event I think is something that I would like to see traditionally carried on. So,
think so. I shared it a lot on social media last year, but a lot of people I think said they didn't really know what was going on. We didn't have signage.
Yeah, we
It
needed.
was on the electronic sign, but there wasn't like a sign like music in the park today or
Oh.
anything.
A big sandwich. So are you talking like
No,
having
just
a,
like the stake, the small little stake.
Yeah,
sign
sitting
you
at
want
the
every
north,
corner.
yeah, on the north end of town and south end of
Okay.
town and just
gotcha.
in the week before, music in the park at this date so we can get a few people, more people there, you know?
right.
And that's easy enough through the Herald Journal too.
Mhm.
Do you deal with Bruce then, or who do you deal with there? There's a Bruce Johnson, there's plenty of other,
Troy,
Troy,
dealing with the Troy, because I got some fire department stuff. I was grabbing plaques and what have you
yep, okay,
for Rod's retirement and getting one for Tom Stifter's retirement.
Okay.
okay. Mm,
So we got music in the park, trail cleanup. When does that happen?
We typically did it in the spring and the fall,
Spring and fall.
but the county, is that who the trail is through?
Yes.
Yes.
They, when I reached out, that was when Maggie was still here, so that was a while ago, maybe over a
Mhm.
year ago. Their staffing can't handle like keeping track of who has what section of the trail right now and making sure that everyone's trail is all completely covered. So they just basically said if we want to clean up from 25, I think until the bridge, that's the section they had on record last.
Okay, so we're taking 25
Didn't-
this stretch.
No,
Nope.
Dakota
No,
Rail.
Trail.
The trail.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
Yeah, the
going west
Dakota Rail
here.
Trail. Yep. All the way to the
Because
bridge.
isn't
I
ours,
think.
ours is on the far side of the bridge.
We don't
from-
have any signs up.
I know we don't have any signs up
But
and it drove
he
us
said
nuts.
that's the last location he had for us was from 25 west.
bridge?
And I
It's
think
not
it's
about
to
the
the bridge.
recognition,
Really?
it's about doing the good
Yeah.
work.
No, absolutely. But I mean,
So we just
absolutely.
Continue to,
Yeah, it's always a good event. I mean, it's just us, but I mean, we bring the family or whoever wants to come and your girls typically end up beating me.
the older one.
Yeah, she typically ends up beating me in garbage pickup, but, so.
So I think in the past we've done it before a meeting, right? We meet at like 5:30.
Yeah,
and
like
then-
5:30.
Yep.
And just walk the trail, pick up garbage, and then just kind of run through our regular process when we get back.
The county supply bags and stuff. like
Gloves
that, or
and
we-
stuff like that, yeah.
I think they did. I don't know. Maggie always had that stuff ready,
Mhm,
the
she had
vests and the
gloves
gloves
and-
and she always, so I'm sure it's here somewhere. But yeah, she always had it readily available.
Mhm.
So,
I'll check with Carver County.
okay. What works? I left my phone at home, so I don't have a calendar at all. I'm walking here and I'm
Well,
like,
I
hey,
think
what?
just before our next meeting would work if we want to push it out that far.
Yeah, May's probably a good time.
Yeah.
Things might dry up a little bit. Um,
So it'd be May 9th. is our
9th.
next meeting.
Okay.
That'll be the May 9th one. It should be dried up by then.
Yeah. Right now, I think it'd be a
No
little
snow,
tough.
hopefully.
but-
3 feet of snow.
Yeah.
Nick, stop.
The guys haven't plowed enough. It's fine.
Right, right. We're not over our salt budget or anything. So, okay, yeah, I'm good for May 9th.
Mhm.
At 5:30 then?
Yes, we're do you want to meet down at the intersection of 25 in that parking lot there?
Mhm,
Yeah.
I think that
The
works.
Okay.
trailhead there, yeah.
Trailhead?
Very good.
Perfect. All right.
Music in the park, we have trail cleanup. What are the other events? Obviously, Santa,
Tree lighting.
tree lighting.
Mhm.
How did you guys like the coordination with the fire department with Santa?
That worked out pretty good. I thought, I mean, at the time, especially since it was bad weather or it was really cold out.
Right. It was,
Make it quick and sweet and move on to the fire station then.
but I don't know if we lost. I wasn't there. Well, it was hard to judge because of the weather.
There's a lot of people
um,
that showed up for,
Was there?
I was surprised how many
Yeah,
people
I was
showed up.
there.
Okay.
So it was hard for me. Like I brought my kids there because that was our event, but I know that that line for Santa is very long and I would have loved to have gotten there early and I could not do that being here and then trying to drive
Trying to
over
go
there.
down there.
So we did not go to Santa because
Oh, okay.
there's also parents' night out at the element or up in Watertown that night. The NHS was putting it on, so there's just a lot going on that night.
Okay.
That makes sense to get in line, because I went to the fire hall after, and that, I think, was out the door.
So maybe do it a different day then?
Well, that's what I was wondering. Do we try and do it a different day
I
And
think it's also
possibly
hard
get
'cause
her-
Friday.
and possibly get our own Santa? I mean,
Or do we
Nick,
need
we can get
another
a
Santa?
we can get a costume, put Nick in it.
Whoever the fire department has, to see if he'll do it a different night.
Right. I mean, there
He's
are
a
a
good
couple other
Santa,
ones.
too.
Is it,
Yeah, he did a good job.
is it Stan?
I don't know.
I don't know who it is. I don't know if.
He like had
Perox's been there
everyone
or not.
singing and stuff.
Oh, goodness.
there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Went through a round of jingle bells.
Uh-huh. It was great.
Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, I, it's nice to coordinate that with the fire department, but at the same time, I would like to make it more our event. You know, the city's tree lighting ceremony. Not that it gets confused with what the fire department's doing.
Mhm.
Do you, so if we looking at inviting Santa, do you still want us to see about getting a fire engine to bring Santa in once again? Or is that,
Ask the chief if it's available.
yeah, different night,
Right.
of course, but
Because they have to decorate or they feel they decorate the fire truck and that kind of thing. So, I mean, that's more time for them too, so.
Right.
yeah, I just wanted, because I know if you don't want to,
I mean, if it's an option, yes. I mean, I was throw them in the back of a pickup on a hay bale and right? Come on,
hey, rather than
Jolly
show
old
up in a
Nick
Geo
comes-
Metro.
right?
Put him on a snowplow.
Santa's here.
Finishing his last cigarette.
You know, that was a pretty grand entrance. Coming on the fire engine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that is that. Yeah, the kids like that. I do know the kids like that, but as,
I would
as
also like-
Ryan stated, you know, it is more work for the fire department.
Yeah. I would also like to do something like kind of inside to kind of coordinate with the tree lighting, like crafts or something in the gym.
Mhm.
Yep.
Because Watertown just had their Easter extravaganza and they had like the Easter bunny there. It's all inside. And some crafts, coloring, cookie decorating.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it was a neat setup they had.
Their
That would
space
be
is
neat
much
to do
smaller
something
than
indoor like
ours.
that after the
Yeah.
tree light.
After the tree, maybe
Yeah.
have the hot chocolate and stuff in here,
Yeah, I
Mhm.
would, yeah, for sure.
right? Light the
decorate some
tree out there.
cookies or
and-
something.
Just because you don't know what the weather's gonna be like,
Right.
you know.
And we did a craft when we still had that shed. We
Yep.
had like ornaments.
Yep. We did an ornament thing, and there again, the Lions provided hot chocolate and cookies
And
or
cookies.
something.
Yeah, I think they had cookies and hot
Um,
chocolate.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, maybe we do bring the hot chocolate and cookies in here, and just invite everybody inside.
Yep.
Mhm.
That way they can hang up their coats and stay a while.
Mhm. Get to know people and
Yep.
I still would like to reach out to Mary Lutheran or Watertown
Yeah.
High
choir.
School for carolers. See if we could have just a small group of their choir or something.
You know, there's
Doing
also
some caroling.
Delano Community Band if we can't figure something out with the school and kids. And they play at events, smaller
Okay.
events. So I wonder if they would.
Right. Okay.
Mayor Lutheran would be nice though.
Right. It would be. It would be very nice to get Mary Lutheran up here. And, yeah.
Or what about Zion?
Mary Lutheran would have more. The Zion, I could talk to him.
Do they do like a kids' Christmas concert?
For church, yeah. Yeah, they do. But I could talk
Not
to.
through the school though, just through the.
It's combination. I
Sunday.
mean, it's just a natural
Yeah.
progression that they have a natural
Yeah.
Christmas. So I can
Maybe
talk
it'd be
to,
easier for littler kids to.
but I mean, that would be the thing is to call Lutheran High because they should have a choir and it'd be a good experience for them just to have.
I think just
Yeah.
be out in public and
Yep.
you know,
It
Otherwise-
might not be such a-
too busy. That's
well,
for
yeah,
sure.
I mean, you know, the younger, well, my only concern with the younger group is it's great, but then it's a bigger production of trying to get them to be together, right? Organize, stand, you know,
Standing
quit
up in
jumping.
church is one thing versus standing up in public.
but the cookie's over there. You can have the cookie after you sing. Yeah, you know, maybe just something
Mhm.
a little bit older so that they're, you know,
Or the theater program, something like that. too.
Yeah. yeah, it's a good point. Maybe the theater program
Maybe they put
in
you know,
Watertown
a little
or
skit
whatnot.
or something too.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we can divide and conquer on that.
Okay.
So, perfect. Anybody have any reports that they would like to share or move ahead with? Ryan, you got anything?
Biggest thing was, it's Pavilion and then where the DNR is on their reports and yeah, if we could get funds and get that going, that'd be great.
Okay. Derek, anything you need to share?
No,
Okay.
not this time.
I have nothing. Melissa?
Nope.
Perfect. I will look for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
A second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Meeting adjourned.
All right.
Fantastic.